Made an impulse buy last night. Was kinda looking for it. But you know, that's why you gotta stay off the marketplace, because you're always gonna find that one deal. $19.97 Polaris Scrambler. Let me get this thing off of here and put it in the garage, and we'll go over it a little bit. There's not enough light. Jeez, really showing up on the camera. I ordered a coil, a new seat, a stator, and a CDI box for this. He said weak spark. He pulled it over. I didn't see any spark. It's got good compression though. So it got everything that's involved in producing spark for this machine. That's pretty much it for right now. I should have backed the truck over there before I unloaded it, because now I gotta push this thing over to the barn. Dang it.
$2,000 years later.
Vintage four-wheelers. Is this vintage? It's a 1997 Polaris Scrambler 400 two-stroke 4x4. I just picked this up, $500. The seat was missing. That's a brand new seat. Probably not a Polaris brand. But the crackhead I got it from said it didn't have spark, or it had weak spark. It does not have spark. That one's a little wiggly. But okay, so I bought the seat. He said it had weak spark. I didn't see any. He's got all this jazz going on. I know what that's all about. If you don't know what that's all about, the kill switch sometimes malfunctions and doesn't let it start. He's got 3 wires cut there. I'm just gonna put those back together like an American would do it. It was missing a battery. That may be why it doesn't have spark, or why I couldn't see it have spark. So I had one of these 1998 Polaris 500. The 500s are 4 strokes anyways. 400s are 2 strokes. I was a young man when I had that 4-wheeler. That was pretty nice. I liked it anyways. The biggest downfall of these 4-wheelers in my eyes, this era, the earlier ones, I don't know when they started making these things, but these ones have 3 chains on them. The rear wheels are driven by chain. The front wheels are driven by chain. and there's an intermediate chain, which basically acts as your transfer case. Those chains break if you're like hammering on them, you know. Well, if the chains wore out and you're raising hell with them, they'll break. When the back one breaks, it blows a hole in the transmission. Now that I'm an adult, I'll replace all 3 of them, and I probably won't have that issue. Did you see this? This ain't new. I've had this since it was new in 2019. I got some videos out there just messing around with this thing. But we just had our annual Mudfest reunion. Me and all my buddies last weekend. And I still haven't cleaned it off yet. I was thinking about it today. This was like a Caltrac seat off of Amazon. 130 bucks. It's pretty nice. It's a cheap seat. I already got the CDI box and the coil removed. So this is the old CDI. Here's the new. This one's a little smaller physically. I'm gonna do this and the coil first. And see if we get spark. The old coil right here, the spark plug wire had a big break in it. So, and they had it black taped all the way down. Shoot, I forgot a spark plug. Dang it. I can still check the spark. I'm not gonna be able to ride it. I got other spark plugs. All right, I'm gonna call Napa, see if they got a spark plug for this thing. Napa's got a spark plug, but they're closing in 5 minutes. So I'll get that tomorrow. There's a CDI box. And the coil. Those are easy things to change. That's why I said I just put this stuff on tonight. I can put this on and check it for spark with a regular lawnmower spark plug or something. If that is good, it's good. I can send this stator back. That guy was pissing with them wires, so I gotta get those put back together. He was trying to show me that it didn't have spark or had weak spark, but there was no battery in it, and I didn't see any spark. I feel like he could have just not known what the hell he was doing. Do you guys want to watch me plug these wires in, or should I just plug them in and then show you if it has spark or not? Take the oil cap off. This little guy off. Put that back on so nothing falls down in there. 2-stroke has oil injection. Hopefully that works. This unit has good compression. We did test all of that, so the compression isn't an issue. What the This stupid little guy is bigger. Take that off. I'd probably get that down in there now. There it goes. Miserable. Everything looks to be fighting. Brake line is in the way of putting the coil where it needs to be. Seems like really legit way to fuck something up. It's in the way. It's 100% in the way. I gotta take all this plastic off, apparently. Got 2 screws here on each side. Take the gas cap off and this little collar. And then there's 2 screws right there that hold the fender to this heat guard. And there's 2 down here on the floorboard that hold the mud flap. I really like the looks of these machines. They must have had this plastic off at one point because these bolts ain't all the way tight. And then I can't remember how to get. You gotta get the shifter off. Little hex head guy in there. You got a little wire here. You got the choke. Just got a little screw on nut washer thing, and that pokes out through. Looks like the key. It's kind of the same thing. Ugh. You don't want to lose any of that stuff or damage it. This thing's kind of a pretty complete unit from 1997. I'm actually surprised. Now there's some lights in here. They gotta have wires on them. They do. Of course, it's a different size star. I feel like the light, yeah, it's just sandwiched in there. So, that comes apart with a couple of screws. That, I could have done that and left all the stuff in there probably. No, the ignition and the other stuff holds on to this. That stuff did have to come out. Not a how-to. So far, it's a well, you have to, and I've done all this before because I had that other unit. Two keepers back here. That's the wrong size. Something's. Okay, everything's free. I'll put this one last bolt back where it came from so I don't lose it. This ain't gonna come up over the... So you got this little spot right here where this comes apart. There. Okay, now we can get it. The guy I bought this from said something about, see how like the shocks are purple, the back shock is purple as well, but the little flame jobs here are purple, the rear shock is purple. They said that was some sort of special edition or special run. I don't know that. But a lot of these you see, they got, that's just all red there where the purple is. Maybe these things are white or black. I don't know. Just what the crackhead told me. I'm pretty sure it's got a lawnmower spark plug in it right now. it looks like a spark plug for the lawnmower. I'm not going to try to start it because I don't know what spark plug it is. They said my local Napa's got one for it. I was at the Polaris dealer this morning to get that battery and I forgot the stupid spark plug. That's okay. I'll just get that spark plug in the morning. We'll test it for spark here today, and then hopefully I can finish this video out with this thing running. Okay. Here's what we're after. See this line? This is a brake line. Comes up through here to the lever. It's pushed over that way, which is keeping me from getting the coil mounted where it needs to be. This is the other thing. I was asking what the heck is it? Because it's got a hole up here like a breather. It's got something here. A little coolant. When it goes down into there, it's just in the way for like looking at stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I can see the block for the brake line right here. It's like the T where it goes out to this side and then over to that side where this comes down. But it's in the way. It's really holding up the program here. I don't want to break that line. These things had a brake system. I think it was like the first time I ever seen it. That hand lever operates the front and the back brake simultaneously. And then the foot pedal over here would do just the back in case you wanted to, you know, slider. Can you take the fuel tank off to get behind there? Let's try that. We might as well take the fuel tank off and see if that'll probably give us a good vantage point for everything. Which if we need to take the stator and replace it, a lot more of this plastic probably gonna have to come off. Coolant sender wires broke. Can you see up in here? That's the block. Here's the block for the brake distribution. This line comes out the side back here for the rear. This comes down from the lever, and then that's over to the right front, and then this one that comes out the bottom is the left front here. What's happening is this comes up, bends over, and needs to bend over this way some more. I got a tool for that. It's called brake line adjustment tool. So now, let's see if this fits. Of course. The point I'm trying to make is the bitch fell all the way to the floor. Maybe I quit being like all the YouTubers that carry the camera around with them and put it on my tripod so I can use both of my hands. I'm just trying to see if it's good enough clearance. The answer is sort of. Yeah, there's no way it can go that way. Unless it goes... Oh, that kind of makes sense. See, if you point the... It seems like it would be upside down, right? Because the thing goes up. But that brake block back here for the lines, that's fast. That's got 2 screws in it. So it couldn't have, say, moved. So I think this was designed to go like this. Clearance is there. And then back here, yeah. Okay, we're finding things out. So the old coil was in like this. That's why I was trying to put it in there. It just doesn't kind of line up. But you see this little tab like goes into the coil, okay? Like ground or something is what I'm, thinking. When I took the old coil off, it was like this, but it only had a bolt in this top. So this bottom part that has that little tab there, it wasn't bolted on at all. That could have been as simple as it didn't have a ground for the coil and wasn't having a spark. So I put my one bolt that had this held on down here. We're safe. So put it in. How does it want to go? Let's do it like this. It's gone. Well, don't you know? While I'm looking for the nut that I dropped, I found the other bolt. Yep, it's under the tire, right where you would expect it to be. In case you didn't know, the bolt is a different size. Then the nut. Get it right there. I don't think there's any way I'm gonna have a nut that fits that. But we'll put it in there. Let's tighten this up. Okay, that's probably stripped out, so we'll never get that out again. Seeing what I see so far, I'm gonna put the old CDI box back on just to see what I see. See if I can figure out the exact reason this doesn't have sparks. So there's a plug here, 3 prongs. This little blue guy goes on there. There's my beard in the way. And this black one, it was hooked on this spot over here. This is black, which is like where all the black wires go. That connection was pretty loose on that blue wire where it hooks on the coil. I'm gonna hook up the battery.
A few moments later.
Progress. We could probably have a fire here now. That's really weird. Tell me that battery's dead. Betcha. Boy, we got a charger on it. What the f did this guy do to this thing? Oh, well, there's so much shit going on here. We got this, yeah, there we go. So he gave me these. This probably had a small block Chevy. This probably had his lawnmower. These you gotta take these caps off. I don't know if these caps come off of these. So here's the right, I don't know about this, but here's the right top part. See, the ones I had are like this, but they didn't have the screw off doodad there. Like this is what I need. So the kid gave me 0 correct spark plugs. Okay, goes in here. Yeah. He cut those wires right here. This one, stripped this other one back. He cut this one. He actually hooked that one back up, whether it's connected or not. But this one needs connection because none of that's doing anything. This is a heat shrink butt connector, so I can seal it up from any water. Okay. See the light down here? See the green light? So we got juice. Oh my God, look at it. So we know the CDI box is good and the stator is good, and it was apparently a problem with the coil or the way it was bolted on. Like it could not have been getting a ground apparently. So whoo, that's awesome. So there's a little bit of dicking around, taking the plastic off and whatnot, but we know it has spark, so I guess I can just go get the spark plug in the morning, the right one, and put it in there. Let's see, got gas, I got 2-stroke oil. Probably gonna mix the first tank of gas until I can get a hold of somebody to know if the oil injection is working, like how I would know that. Maybe I'll look that up on YouTube and see if I can figure out why it's working. That's awesome. I'll get that thing in the morning and bring it back, and hopefully this thing will fire, which should. Gas, air, spark. Didn't have spark before. Should have checked that before too. Okay, here, hang out. I'll be right back. All right, we're back here in the garage. It's about lunchtime. I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I was already irritated with the place I bought this battery from when I called on it, and then it didn't come with the acid. Piss on them. I went to my local store, hardware store, bought some acid. I see it. There's a spark plug. It's a Champion. Who gives a shit what brand it is? I don't. Spark plugs are fucking spark plugs. So 805 N2C. It says to leave this for a half hour, then come back and retop it. So I'm gonna go mow the lawn. Yeah. I should tell you, last night after I turned the camera off, when I had the camera off yesterday, I just kind of threaded that in there halfway, the one that was here, which was the wrong one. Oh no, I got this out of my wife's dirt bike. But I don't know if it's the right. Anyways, all these bolts were loose. I pull it over and I hear seep, beep, beep, beep. And it was leaking compression out of here. So, the guy kind of lied to me. You know, he said everything was fine, just don't have spark, but he had the head off and he never tightened them up. Now, there ain't a lot of action up in here, but probably need a gasket. So, we'll try it when the battery's charged and I got the new spark plug here. I'm gonna fix, oh, I broke that. So, I guess I gotta order temperature sending unit and a head gasket in the grand scheme of things. So that's all right, but I'm going, you know, I'm excited. I wanna know if it runs, blown head gasket or not. So we'll do that. We'll piss around. This video sucks. Like my F700, I call that the scrap truck. I had to dig it out, warm it up. Because I'm pretty sure the connecting rod broke on the engine in my lawnmower. That's gonna tip right over. Just filled that thing up with gas. To get the gas out of it, I could have used the acid in that battery, damn it, for the four-wheeler. There's the van. Right, looks like it's about to die on this camera, so I'm gonna siphon the gas out, take the battery off, push some of that junk that's up there already forward so there's room on the back. Since the turbo or the injector went out on my pickup truck, I guess I gotta put the insurance and registration on this truck, so I got a truck. But, looks like the van is gonna be my daily here. Northeast. Hunk of shit. It's me over for the last time, you stupid lawnmower. I'm gonna put a strap on that. It's kind of wobbly. And I'm gonna back her in the hole until I'm ready to go to town. Back to the four-wheeler. Well, where to go already? I got this battery full up with acid now. So I'm gonna put that back in there. See if it's got any juice. Probably put the charger on trickle or something. Probably mix up some of that gas that I siphoned back out of the lawnmower with some 2-stroke. Put it in there. Yeah, she's got juice in her now. Amazing what acid in your battery will do. I'm gonna let this on for a little bit on that 12 volt 10 amp just to get some more juice in her. I got that spark plug out of one of my wife's dirt bikes because it had the right top on it, just so I could check the spark last night. I didn't know if this then was the right, the heat and all that shit probably is wrong, but I'm gonna compare it to the old one, or the new one I got, that new one. This is the one out of my wife's dirt bike. It's a N3C Champion. This one is a N2C, so it's probably the same, just the heat range is different. Yeah. So we know this is the right one. And okay, down in here is the oil injection. What I'm getting at is I'm concerned that the oil injection doesn't work. I'm kind of just using the light to look here now. Well, there's no gas in the tank, so I guess I got a multi-purpose 2-cycle engine oil. Is there even any oil in there? There's a little bit like tucked away over here, but it doesn't look like there's any in it. So that tells me they were either mixing it or they were running it without oil. That does not have oil in it. There's a little bit of gas in there. Oh, that looks horrible. You can see what's going on here. I'm dumping that gas. Oh. Gonna mix some gas. Heavy on the oil, just for shits and giggles, so I can get a professional to tell me if that oil injection is working. I don't trust my own self to do it. Wouldn't know where to start. What's the mixed gas ratio for a Polaris Scrambler 400?
A few moments later.
The safe standard baseline is 32 to 1. With that said, your machine is likely more at 40 to 1, maybe 50 to 1. The oil injection pump would have changed ratio with throttle input, but that's going to get you in the ballpark. Okay, so we got reserve, lids are cool, air choke, that's on. fired. Definitely trying here. It's definitely trying to start. It's not getting gas.
It sounds like a giant turd.
I took the carburetor off and cleaned it. It had a bunch of water in it, blew air through everything, adjusted the needle so it goes down farther. There was a bunch of water in here that was probably left over from the bullshit that was in there, because this whole crackhead, you know, that's busted. This was probably sitting outside. He was probably trying to get it running with a tank full of water. And you seen, I drained it out, put fresh gas in there. It was trying to start, but it wouldn't start. If I would push gas in the back of the carburetor, it would start and run till that gas was gone. So I was getting gas at the line to the carburetor, but the gas isn't going through the carburetor. You understand what I'm saying? So we got the spark. I think we got footage of it firing and trying to run. That's not our issue now. We got carburetor problems. So hopefully a decent cleaning, get the water out of it. Hopefully she'll fire up. It sounds okay when it does run. It isn't getting any gas. Nothing electronic on that carburetor. The gas ain't getting through the carburetor. It's going to the carburetor, but it's not getting through it. I don't know why. The crackhead turned some screws. Didn't know what he was doing, and I don't know what he did to undo it, so. So I know what's wrong with it. Why is it like that? I don't know. But I know what's wrong with it. That needle, valve, whatever goes up inside of there on the pivot, it's not opening. So I'm thinking it was upside down. Now I know I can eliminate this problem without taking the carburetor apart 100 times. My theory is this part was in upside down and it was just pushing it all the way closed. Everything's hooked up, gas is on, nothing's leaking, the overflow isn't pouring gas out. I haven't put any gas in the carburetor yet. Now remember, this thing has 2-stroke oil injection, and I assume it doesn't work. Oil tank was empty, but I got mixed gas. I got mixed gas in the tank, and I topped off the oil injection reservoir. So it might smoke a lot. Move this tractor, and we'll go see if we can blow this stupid thing up. So, there you go. We got this thing running. That's awesome. Just to recap, it's a 1997 Polaris Scrambler. 400, 2-stroke, 4x4. Got this on Marketplace for $500. I'm positive it was a crackhead. Weak spark, he said. This thing didn't have any spark. So I just ordered the things that make spark. Coil, CDI box, stator. It didn't have a seat, so I bought a brand new seat for it. Turn around, got the parts, took the old coil off. The spark plug wire was broken half. Threw it out, put the new one on. It had spark. So I sent the stator and the CDI box back. That would have been about $70 for the stator, $24 for the CDI box. So I sent those back, got my cash back. So I'm into this about, I had to buy a new battery. So I'm $740 into this, running and driving. The seat was $130, coil was $10, battery was $100. It still wouldn't run. Just squirt gas in the carburetor and it would fire up, but it wouldn't run. So I took the carb off, cleaned it. That didn't help. So I ordered a rebuild kit. Ironically, the rebuild kit was the wrong one. The only thing in the rebuild kit for the carb that was the same was the gasket, which was good because I needed a gasket. And the rebuild kit for the carb was only $10, so really ain't out nothing. But the little horseshoe thing that the needle jet is on was upside down. So when you put the bowl on, it closed it off tight, wouldn't let any fuel in. So I just flipped it over, put it back together, and now it runs. The carburetor is all jacked up as far as the tuning goes. I'm sure it needs a 100% go over, which I'm gonna monkey with it, but I ain't no carburetor tuning whiz here, so we'll see what we can get her to do. Now that I turned the gas off, see, it's real sleepy on the low end. So I'm gonna go on YouTube, see if I can learn how to tune this carburetor up, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, ride it around. Maybe I'll sell it in the spring or something, make some big money off it. It's a nice unit. There's nothing, you know, it's got the new seat. If I throw a new set of tires on there, man, this thing is gonna be meat. All right, on to the next project. We got plenty of projects to go and a lot more on the horizon, so I better get to it. It's gonna be a busy winter. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.